What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from the Dyslexic Investor, and we are looking at a very strange thing. I had to, again, clean my glasses, rub my eyes to make sure I was looking at the right thing. We have MrBeast jumping into the Wall Street Bets subreddit and saying he will invest $100,000 into whoever is in the top reply in a week. So the top reply in a week is basically, he didn't state about giving the overall understanding of the rules, if it has to be a ticker or whatever like that. And of course, you know, all the trolls and the folks at Wall Street Bets start reporting the most highest inappropriate things as being some of the highest bets here. Some of them kind of funny. Someone said Sears. Someone came back with Hertz. Someone said Luck and Coffee. Someone said Chuck E. Cheese. Someone saying Shrek 5 to make another Shrek movie. Of course, that's flippin' hilarious. One of the more popular ones was Tesla and just NIO. So saying that Tesla September 3,500 call. We have NIOs a lot coming up as well. Again, with a lot of convenience to the overall EV market. It's saying, again, Tesla, we're saying NIO over here for 60, Jan 60 call. And we're going to be looking and diving into some of these individuals, looking at potentially seeing on if things are worthwhile. We can kind of maybe give MrBeast and the crew some potential fun stuff. We have SeaWorld on here. We have Pokemon cards. It's just funny stuff. People are saying revive Chuck E. Cheese. All kinds of crazy things. Space was one of them. Apple 420. All kinds of crazy things. Just kind of literally goes through the list. There's literally 18,000 of these post in throughout this whole thing. It's been kind of blowing up. It's only been posted for about 5 hours and it's gone completely insane. So let's go ahead and look at some other popular ones. So again, Tesla, of course, was the super popular one at 3,500 call options here. So we're going to create an alert all the way up here, and that's going to be the that's insane. Oh my gosh. So we're going to do this. So this is the MrBeast 350 call. So I don't know if that's going to trigger anytime soon. Probably not, because that's yeah, about $2,000 when we're currently trading at. Tesla has to sell quite a bit of Model Ys and basically a lot of solar for that price to continue going higher. But let's go ahead and just dive into the Tesla chart again. Kind of really bouncing around with a lot of range here today. We've kind of stated this here in the sense of a lot of the moving averages are kind of still stacked very strong. Again, earnings coming out next week. Looking with these moving averages really capitulating between the 5 and 8 exponential moving average. The volume oscillator, the momentum, and RSI have still been very strong. The volume oscillator is just kind of bouncing around due to the fact of just trading sideways, but if this starts picking up here, this could really go higher. Slightly concerned here, just the fact of, again, I don't know if I've coined it, or I'm just going to say I did, the middle finger of the FOMO, in the sense of having the first knuckle, middle finger, and then the second knuckle here, kind of giving you the finger of that basically being the next short-term top. That being said, the 5 and 8 have been fairly strong here, and the parabolic SAR has come in here around 1426. If it starts breaking below 1426, then we could see some potential downside selling coming into around the 21, which is around 1250, 1246 if you want to be politically correct. If that continues to the downside, we could see some further downside selling. But again, with earnings on the horizon, this is going to be a complete coin flip, potentially just kind of trading sideways and again, potentially building that momentum to continue going higher. I think we've already seen a pretty large move in the market here, and I think we just be trading sideways into earnings, and we'll just have to go from there, because earnings will be a completely a coin flip. A lot of the testing and the of VIN numbers and all the other people doing the research on that end are saying very strong sales of Model Y, and especially the Model 3 in China. So that's very impressive without a doubt. moving forward with Tesla. Another one that came up a lot was NIO, of course, kind of on the coattails of Tesla. Looks somewhat similar again today. Kind of had that middle finger pattern here. This again now just kind of trading sideways. Again, consider this like a sprinter. Consider this a something that just took a lot of momentum to get up above this hill. Momentum cannot continue going up on a straight line. Basically, I call it an 89 to an 87 degree angle. We need to kind of slow down, get some water, maybe get a power bar, maybe get a granola bar and a yogurt or whatever, and get that energy back up to potentially kick to all-time highs once again. This one over here, the momentum is slightly drifting lower. It hasn't broken the parabolic SAR, which is around $12.19, but it's been trading between the 5 and 8 exponential moving average very well, as the movement that we saw in Tesla as well. Again, RSI and volume oscillator basically identified direct copycat of Tesla with their same exact charts. With this one again, I don't see any earnings on the horizon on this one, so this one could, again, is potentially just waiting on how Tesla reacts, and this kind of could have a wave effect and bringing this up higher with it. Again, with a lot of people seeing that dip that happened Friday afternoon into Tuesday, some people were fairly scared on some really tricking their buys and getting out and just selling. And that really just drove it down to quite between, I wouldn't even say even reasonable prices. The only thing that's kind of on my mind here is this huge gap up. Normally, again, things usually come down to kind of slightly fill this gap to see how things are going. But that could really propel it higher if it can continue getting that momentum to drive higher with, again, on the coattails of Tesla. And a couple other ones that we can look at was Space. So Space has kind of been had a nice little pump up here. We talked about not getting above these previous kind of resistance bands up here around like the $20 to $21 level. Wouldn't say it failed. Now it's kind of hit it and touched it, it tapped it, put its first foot in the cold water, just testing of the waters, kind of bounced back, hit the 21 pretty precisely, very strong signal, and now kind of bouncing higher. Still showing fairly decent momentum. Volume is slightly coming off, but we're seeing a bounce here on the volume oscillator and the RSI kind of just trading sideways again with earnings on the horizon. I think there could be, again, a large movement involved. If you haven't watched the video before that we talk about, earnings is a complete coin flip. The executives can say something, and then the Wall Street analysts can say something else, and they can spin it every which direction, and it can really create a lot of selling, a lot of confusion the days after earnings, and that's usually when a lot of people get out of their positions or get in or try to catch a falling knife or to see whatever happens. Or it could be fantastic, and Wall Street and the executive teams both can agree on projected numbers and all kinds of various things, and that we can really get a huge rally, potentially breaking that $25 limit or target that I have up there within the near term. Another one that kind of came up that I saw quite a bit was just Apple, because Apple has just, again, been the market leader. Kind of tapped here again near the all-time high, basically just a tad under 400. Looking again, kind of failing here, getting a double tap. This is not a double top or anything like that. This is just kind of waiting on the overall momentum. This has earnings later in the month, so basically on the coattails of what we're currently looking at, it's really gonna need to break above that 1618 percentile move that we see up here. This is, again, a significant move that is from the previous swing high to low, and ever since the pandemic has made a very strong recovery, holding the 5 and 8 very well on those momentum moving averages, and just continued climbing high with the parabolic SAR trading below it to kind of give it that uplift going through that. A couple other ones that we saw that kind of came through were, again, a lot of Tesla. People said a lot of Wirecard, which of course they're being really silly about. And then the next one would be like Net. So Net came up, I saw at least 3 or 4 times. So this is Cloudflare, basically a company that does internet security and provides things like that. And this one has been kind of trading really well between that 21, not really holding the 5 and 8 exponential moving average like a lot of the other very fast momentum stocks we're looking at. It's kind of selling off a little bit, really bouncing hard off the 21. This could be a nice potential run into earnings to see if we can get a really strong bounce or a hold here. The only thing that's slightly concerning is the parabolic SER has switched to the top, so we really have to prove it if we can hold and build a base here to kind of get that momentum to drive higher. Another one that we saw was Disney. Again, this has been a little bit popular as well, so we just did a video a couple days ago regarding on the Wall Street Bets folks putting out a report, aka a meme, of saying Disney puts times because of the number of cases in Florida. That being said, we kind of suggested that it be trading in this particular range here, having and highlighting the potential resistance around the 200 EMA here. We've had a pretty strong gap up today, kind of giving a little bit of a back, holding that 200-day exponential moving average. That 200-day is really kind of holding it back and just giving it not the full potential that it could go. We'd like to see it close above it and continue kind of grinding higher, potentially even building a base here around the $20 to $21 level into earnings, unless, again, the shoe drops, looking for lower prices around the 112 to even to the 110 here as well. And that being said, guys, hopefully you guys learned something today. If you have, please hit that like. If you didn't, hit that dislike. You know how to do it. Thank you again for coming out and watching. If you're interested, we have a fantastic Discord that you can come and join and see some fantastic things that we share and talk about. A lot of stuff that I have to catch up on. And then we also have a Patreon page if you're interested on directly supporting the channel. And we also have an affiliate link with Tastyworks, what we use for trading options down below as well. Again, thank you. Godspeed. Peace.